Welcome to the club, the one that no one wants to join, the Divorce Club. I'm Jen Zingmark, a Christian life coach, and I help men and women dealing with divorce. I have good news for you. There is a path to find hope, healing, and happiness, no matter what your circumstances are. I can help you find joy in your journey. So let's go. Today I'm going to talk about love and how to feel more love in your life. What is love? Love is an intense feeling of affection. It's an emotion that you get to feel. It's not something that someone else can make us feel or that we give away. We tend to think of love that way. I'm going to love this person and they are going to feel good because I love them. The truth is, you could love them, and whether or not they feel good is up to them. This is not something that anyone else can make you feel. We choose what we're going to think about and therefore how we feel. If you're feeling loved, then that's actually more of a thought. So if I think that somebody else loves me and I'm having the thought that that person loves me and that I'm lovable, and that they think there's something great to love about me, then I'm going to feel love. Why do we want people to like us or approve of us or love us? Obviously, it feels good to be liked and loved and approved of. It's a basic human need, and it feels good. The question to ask yourself is, why am I seeking love or approval? If we're seeking approval or love to feel better about ourselves because we don't feel that way about ourselves, then there's a problem. We will always be seeking it and never feel it. Other people are not responsible for making you feel loved or liked. We are responsible for understanding our own worth. God created every one of us as perfect, unique individuals worthy of being special and lovable. If someone comes along that gives me a compliment or praise, I can choose to believe that this person also sees how lovable and special I am, and that can add to my own knowledge. But we cannot rely solely upon external forces or other people to get or feel loved or lovable. That is a dangerous situation when we are constantly searching and needing people around us to approve of, like, or love us. It's also a dangerous situation to need everyone to like us. We lose ourselves and become less of ourselves if we constantly rely on validation from other people and try to please and get approval from every other person we interact with. Then we become less like ourselves in order to please others. We start to lose ourselves and all of that people pleasing. And then we don't even remember what we really like or enjoy because we just constantly seek approval with whomever we're with and become less and less like our authentic self. When we become that people-pleasing, watered-down version of ourselves, the people that you know that actually love and appreciate all those wonderful things that make you unique and who you are won't even recognize you anymore because you have changed yourself in all those little subtle ways in order to please other people and get their approval. So you're really no longer true to who you are. So I highly recommend that you spend some time getting to know yourself. Just pay attention to the things you like and don't like, things you absolutely love, and what things are you afraid of. Pay attention to what really is you, because that is the most authentic version of yourself. It's actually very attractive quality to be your authentic self. People really enjoy being with people that enjoy themselves and are authentic. I also want you to consider when people don't like you or enjoy being around you, consider that as valuable feedback. What is it that they dislike? And is that something you would like to change or improve about yourself or not? Just be curious about it and aware of it. If not, then it's just one person's opinion and something that you don't want to change. For example, in my case, my faith is something that is very important to me. It's part of who I am. And some people may not like me because of my religion or my faith in God. And that's okay. How they feel does not change my commitment and dedication and devotion to my religion. And it doesn't bother me if someone doesn't like me because of my religion. It is who I am, and they don't have to like it, and that's okay with me. So now let's apply the same philosophy to another part of your personality. Let's say someone doesn't like you because you're too talkative, and they make you aware of that fact. Is that something that you're aware of prior to this? Or is it something that you would like to change? It's important to listen to people when they talk and be engaged and responsive, but people really like to listen to people that like to talk and entertain by telling stories and sharing their wisdom with others and telling jokes, and it's really appreciated. So you can take this information and be aware of it and use it as motivation to change something about yourself if that's what you would like to do. But if not, it's okay. They don't have to like you because you're too talkative. It's okay. When you can be okay with people not liking you and recognize that it doesn't mean anything negative about you or the other person, it is so empowering, and you will feel more love for yourself and others. What others think about you is much more about them. Even if they adore you, that is about them. I love Jody Moore's concept that I'm just not for everyone, and that applies to all of us. Some people will love you, just appreciate all the wonderful, unique qualities that are you, and others will dislike you for exactly the same reasons. And that's okay. When you can learn to accept and love those wonderful, unique things about yourself, as well as those not so wonderful things about yourself, and love yourself anyway, that's when you become the most authentic version of yourself and feel the most love for yourself that you possibly can, and attract those people who love you for just being you. It's not anyone else's job to like you. That's your job, to like, love, and appreciate yourself for the wonderful, beautiful, unique human being that you are. And if you aren't feeling that for yourself and you don't have that self-love, no amount of love from anyone else in the world can replace it. You don't need to do anything differently or be different to be loved more. And here's why. Your being loved is not about you. It is about the person loving you. Your lovability has to do with the other person's capacity to love you. It is not the other way around. If your parents didn't love you, it was because they didn't have the capacity to love you. Your lovability is absolute. If you don't love them, that is a reflection on you, not on them. Don't blame yourself for not being lovable. The same is true if you are loved tremendously. It is an indication of the person loving, not you. You are as lovable as the person's ability to love. The only thing that can change how much someone loves you is their ability, decision, and capacity to love you. So relax. You are as lovable as you ever will be. Infinitely lovable. You always have been. Your relationship with yourself is based on your thoughts about you. First, you are 100% lovable. There is nothing that you could do to be more worthy of love. Second, if you don't love yourself, it is a reflection of your choice not to love yourself, not your lovability. You are the object of your love, but your lovability will depend on your willingness and capacity to love yourself unconditionally. That is a gift you need to give yourself. Third, how you treat yourself reflects your thoughts about yourself. Having an amazing relationship with yourself is simply a commitment to think awesome, loving thoughts about yourself. It sounds so easy, but why is it so hard? It's because our brains are conditioned to look for the bad and to judge. We spend so much of our brain energy judging ourselves that we have very little energy to love ourselves on purpose. This is a unanimous, unconscious habit that's tricky to break. Your relationship with yourself is based on your thoughts about you. First, you are 100% lovable. There's nothing you can do to be more worthy of love. Second, if you don't love yourself, it is a reflection of your choice not to love yourself, not your lovability. You are the object of your love, but your lovability will depend on your willingness and capacity to love yourself unconditionally. Third, how you treat yourself reflects your thoughts about yourself. Having an amazing relationship with yourself is simply a commitment to think awesome thoughts about yourself. It sounds so easy, but why is it so hard? It's because our brains are conditioned to look for the bad and to judge. We spend so much of our brain energy judging ourselves that we have very little energy to love ourselves on purpose. It's an unconscious habit that's tricky to break. Society does not support self-love much. People might look at you funny when you say you're amazing, but it's not bragging. We're all amazing, and we should spend more time talking about how amazing we are and less time talking about how we aren't. We can't take credit for our amazingness. God created each one of us as unique, amazing, worthy individuals, 100% worthy of love. But we can take responsibility for recognizing how amazing we are. Because of this, we can have a wonderful relationship with ourselves. We won't spend time arguing and putting ourselves down. We can spend time loving and encouraging and acknowledging ourselves. It is so much more fun than the alternative. We can all be the very best versions of ourselves. So focus on being the best you can be. The truth is, you get to feel love whenever you want to. Nothing that anyone else does or doesn't do can ever deny you that feeling, and that is the best news ever. It's amazing that we get to choose how we feel about other people, regardless of how they treat us. In my life, the way that I have found peace and healing after experiencing loss and betrayal is to rely on God. Put your trust in God to handle all of the injustices that have occurred in your life. Pray for eyes to see those people who have harmed you in any way as children of God, just like you, with weaknesses and flaws, and give the hurt and the pain over to God. Here's what you need to know about love. Love is not an expression. It is not an action. Love does not have to be reciprocated. And it's not magic. It's not something that we fall in or out of. It's not something we can make other people feel. It's not something other people can make us feel either. Love is an emotion, a vibration in our bodies that we create when we think loving thoughts. So, do you want more love in your life? Stop depending on other people to give it to you. Start creating love now by letting go of those painful, harmful, resentful thoughts about anyone who has wronged you, and start thinking loving thoughts about yourself and your future, because it is as wonderful as you create it. Have an awesome day, and bye, y'all. Are you struggling with the trials of divorce? There is a path to find joy in your journey. I would love to help you. Go to jenzingmark.com to get all the info. There you'll find a free download to help you start thinking happier thoughts today. And you can sign up to receive my weekly newsletter. If you like what you've heard here and want to dive deeper into this work, sign up for a free mini session with me. This is just the tip of the iceberg, my friends. There is so much more. I would love to work with you and be your life coach.